I am a proud American of Puerto Rican heritage, small business owner, U.S. Air Force veteran, conservative woman. And this is Sunday Mornings with Yvette, the Conservarican. Good morning, and welcome to Sunday Mornings with Yvette, the Conservarican. Thank you for sharing your Sunday morning with me. Well, first of all, I want to say to everyone, I missed everyone. I know I didn't do a show last Sunday. And the reason was June is kind of like a tough month for me. My father passed away a few years ago, and Father's Day, and actually today it's his birthday, so happy birthday in heaven, Dad. I miss you and I love you, and you will live forever in my heart. So it's a tough month, so I decided last Sunday not to do a show, and come back today and talk a little bit about what's been going on, and apologize for not being here last Sunday. But as we all know, as humans, we go through good times and not so good times. And what I mean about not so good times, it's we all have our problems, our issues, and that's okay. We don't live in a perfect world. And it is important that we understand that we're going to have those days once in a while, and it's okay to just accept it. And we all have days that we feel sad, other days we feel angry. Feeling emotions, it's just human. Be glad that you have emotions. So I just didn't feel like I wanted to do a show last Sunday because, like I said, this is a tough month. I miss my dad very much. He was a very special person in my life. He will live in my heart forever. But I do miss him. I miss talking to him on the phone. I miss that happiness, that smile. He was, I always tell people when I describe my dad, it's like, I wish I had a quarter of his faith. He was one of the most faithful men I've ever met in my life. But he was a miracle of life. He really was a miracle of God. Like, literally, my father had some troublesome times when I was a little girl, and he was in a depression for probably 17 years, if not more. So I didn't have a father then. My parents got divorced when I was very young, and right after that, he just couldn't deal with the fact that him and my mom were not going to be together anymore. I mean, he loved her till the day he died. So it was tough for him, and he went into a depression, besides other things that he had that we didn't know he had. For example, he had a tumor in his head that had been growing there for over 30 years, and it was actually affecting his neurological system. So all that had a play on his behavior and his depression. So my father tells me, after probably 17 years of literally not leaving his house and being inside and taking medication, he said to me one day, after he was able to talk about it, because I always wondered what made him get out of that house, what made him come out of that room. And we had a conversation when he came to live with me, maybe about 10 years ago. I tried to move him over here, and we had that conversation, and he said to me, well, I had a dream, and God came and talked to me in my dream, and he said, you need to get out of this bed, get out of this room, live life, enjoy your children, because we're not here forever. And there's going to be the day where I'm going to come for you. And I want you to enjoy life and your children until that day comes. And literally from that night to the next morning, my father got up, left the house, and was so grateful to God that he dedicated the rest of his life to serving the Lord. He was a devout Catholic, and he would go to homes and help the sick, and he was just a wonderful man. He loved gardening. That's what I do for a living. I own a landscaping business, so it's kind of, but he had a green thumb. He was a great gardener. He loved flowers, he loved plants, and he was just, really good at it. So his whole street, he always planted flowers, and it just a beautiful thing. He was a great man. He didn't have material possessions, but his heart was worth more than I can say. He was just a great man, and I miss him. And I have to be honest with you. June is a tough month, and today is his birthday. So happy birthday, Dad. And so that's why I wasn't here next Sunday, but I'm ready today. And I had a great week. Let's see, Tuesday I played tennis with my girlfriends. It feels good to be out there exercising. I mean, it's getting really hot here in Florida. I'm in Marco Island. Very hot, extremely hot. So hot that one of my friends actually almost passed out on the court. So we had to kind of sit with her, nurse her back to kind of like herself, because she got really dehydrated. And finally we worked with that, got her to be okay, and then she was able to go home. But it's very hot, so please make sure if you're outdoors, hydrate yourself and take care of yourself, because it gets really hot here in Florida, especially South and Southwest Florida. This week I also met with Florida Citizens Alliance, and let me tell you, I invite you to go look at their website. There's a great things regarding education, and it's really like great information. I mean, I was amazed, and I didn't know this, that there's so many scholarships out there, and there's one particular one. It's called the Hope Scholarship. So I invite you to go to the website. It's Florida Citizens Alliance, and look for that Hope Scholarship Program. And actually, I think it's something that could benefit a lot our minority communities. I am big. One of the reasons why I am a Republican and a conservative, it's because I believe in school choice. I believe that every children, regardless of their race, color, or financial situation, deserves a good education. So to me, it is important that we as parents have the opportunity to send our kids to good schools, even if we don't live in the best neighborhoods because of our financial situation. So I invite you to look at their website. I think school choice should be a big deal for minority communities. Usually we're the ones that live in the lower income neighborhoods. So it's important, and the future of our children, it's there. So it's important that they get a good education. So one of the reasons that I vote Republican and I'm a conservative, it's because of school choice. That it's extremely important to me. So great meeting. I'm going to be working closely with them, and hopefully I will be able to help the Hispanic community and the other minority communities, and anybody that it's looking for ways to help their children get a better education. So again, Florida Citizens Alliance, go on their website and you can read about the different scholarships, and especially that Hope Scholarship program. So also, I, as you know, I am the Suncoast Director for the Republican National Hispanic Assembly of Florida. I go from Tampa to Marco Island, and my goal is to educate the Hispanic community and any other community that wants to hear me about how important it is to get out and vote. It's also important that before you go vote, you do research and you get educated on the different platforms for the different parties. Listen, I have friends on the other side of the political spectrum. I have Democrat friends all the way to the middle, from Democrats all the way to the left, and I respect their opinions. And like I said, I'm not here to push my politics on you. I'm just here to kind of like share my Sunday mornings with you, tell you a little bit about myself, about things that happened throughout the week, things I've been doing, and tell you why I am a conservative and a Republican. I think it's important, and I appreciate that you listen to me, and I appreciate all the questions that you send by email. So I invite everyone to actually sit down. I do this exercise a lot. I sit down and I take a notebook and I start writing down the things that I think are important for me and my family. So, I have two teenager sons. One's gonna be 15 in August, and the other one's gonna be 13 in July. So education, it's important to me. That's extremely important, because I'm not gonna be here forever. I know that, and the only thing that I know that they're gonna have, that nobody's gonna be able to take away from them, is their education. So that's one of the things that I look at before I go vote. I do a little research and I see, okay, so which platform it's going to help me accomplish what I want towards the education goals for my children. So write it down. Next thing, I love the Constitution. This country was founded on the Constitution, and to me that document is extremely important. I invite everybody to read the Constitution. You can get these little booklets. I actually give them out when I do my presentations or I am at events. I give them to whoever wants them, because I think it's important that you read them. I have them in English and Spanish, so hopefully I will see you at an event. And if you want to mention that you see me on my Sunday mornings podcasts and videos, that's great. I get to meet you and we get to talk, and you will get one of these. It is important that you read this document, because this document explains to you what the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence is all about, which is the documents that this country was founded on. So I invite you to read them, and if you have any questions regarding any of the amendments or anything regarding these documents, just email them to me. You can email them to me, and then I will be more than happy to talk about it on my next program. Another thing that I'm big at, I don't believe in big government. I don't think big government it's the answer. I think as an individual, I know what's best for me, and I know what's best for my family. So I don't want big government, and that's another thing that I do when I go vote. I look at the platform and say, okay, which one is going to give me more freedom for me to choose and be able to work and make as much money as I can without having to pay more to the government. Taxes are a big one, another big one for me. I'm a small business owner, so keeping more of my money, it's important, because I get to invest it in my employees. I get to invest it back to my business. Actually, I'm able to help the community more, and so that's important to me. So those are the things that I do before I go vote. Elections are bigger than the candidates that are running. Elections have consequences, and you have to remember that. And we're at a point where we're in dangerous grounds. I never thought in my life that we would be thinking about socialism in this country. I never expected it, to be really honest with you. And it's here. And the reason why it's here, it's because we have been deaf, we have been blind, and we have been silent for many years. And we didn't pay attention. And you know what we didn't pay attention to? The education of our children and the way the media was turning into a political machine. And this is why we're here today, unfortunately. We all know socialism doesn't work. You can see it. Go read. I mean, if you read history books, if you can go and look and Google and do whatever, you will see that socialism doesn't work. Venezuela was one of the richest countries in South America, if not the richest. I mean, they were. I remember I have two very good friends that used to go to Venezuela all the time shopping, and I never made it, but they said it was beautiful, and I mean, it was a great country. Look at it today, and this just happened in the 90s. In the 90s. This is only 2020, people. I mean, this it hasn't been that long since that happened. And look at where those people are. So guess what? When you go exercise your right to vote, which is a right that we all have, think about why you came into this country, because sometimes we don't like to hear it. But we forget that we left our countries because there was no opportunities there for us. The kind of government they had, it wasn't good for us. I mean, for whatever reason. But you came here to the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. The country that gives you opportunity to be whatever you want to be, to make as little or as much money as you want, to have as little or as a big house as you want, to have as many cars as you want, to do whatever you want. There's opportunity for all here. Well, we're not a perfect country. We know that. We know that, but we have learned lessons throughout history. And this brings me to something that's going on now about tearing down monuments and destroying properties and destroying this and destroying that. Well, guess what? You cannot erase history. History is there for a reason. And it's there because we need to be reminded of our mistakes so we don't repeat them again. So I hear a lot of people say, well, you don't see a Hitler statue in Germany. That's true. But so what? Our monuments have been here for many, many years. And actually, people go visit them, and we teach our children and we teach others about it. So what? They're here not because we are proud of the ones that, you know, that people get disgusted with. It's just because it's a reminder and it's our history. And we need to remember our history. We need to study our history so we don't repeat the same mistakes from the past. But we've come a long way, and we're not a perfect country. But we're still the greatest country in the world. And this election that's coming up in November, this is bigger than Trump. This is not about Donald Trump. This is not about Donald Trump. This is about saving this country. Saving this country from the abyss of the socialism. Because we're there in the verge. And we have come so far. And I know I work very hard. My husband works very hard. And it's because we want a good future for our children. And that's why we do it. So, if you don't want to work, that's your problem. But don't expect me to support you. Because I work. And I work to have nice things. And I work to be able to pay my employees. That's why I have a business. I have about 49 employees. They work, so I have 49 families that are depending on me. But those people work hard. If you don't want to work, don't work. But don't expect me to pay for it. It's as simple as that. And don't be complaining and crying, because there's opportunities out there for everybody. Okay? All you have to do is a desire to work. And if you have that desire, you will find a job. When I first moved into this country, I had a bachelor's degree. You know what I was making? $10 an hour. That was my main job. And you know what my second job was? Cleaning. I cleaned many toilets. And so what? What is wrong with that? It's a job. Every job is respectful. We got to make a living. So yeah, I clean toilets. You make good money cleaning toilets, let me tell you. And today I'm a small business owner. My husband and I own a landscaping business. I finished my master's degree in May. And I have a great life. And I thank God every day for that. And I thank God every day that He helped me when I decided to move into this country. God never abandons His children. We all go through rough times. That is life. That is just life. Life is not a soap opera that's going to have a happy ending all the time, or a great day every day. It's not pink and rosy. I mean, there's thorns in there. And that's life. But our experiences throughout life is what makes us who we are today. And I'm grateful for that. For the good and the not so good. Because it's made me who I am today. And I hope that I am a great role model to my children. I hope I inspire them to be better every day. I hope I inspire them to be kinder every day. And I hope I can inspire you and be a model and show you that yes, you can. Yes, you can do it. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. There's no question. I have no doubt about that. You will make it. And the one place you'll make it in is the United States of America. So please, I ask you that when you exercise your right to vote, educate yourself. Analyze what you think is best for you and your family. And never forget why you came into this country in the first place. I guarantee you, when you do that, you will feel proud and you will do the right thing when you vote. We depend on you, otherwise we're going to lose this country. And it's no joke about it. And this election is bigger than Donald Trump. Yes, I am a Donald Trump supporter. I believe the president, it's a president that has worked for all Americans and that has helped minority communities in this country, because we were left behind. And Donald J. Trump came and lifted us up and ignited a fire in us again. That patriot fire that is within us now. He brought God back into this country. And He has done so much. Even with all the obstruction that He's had, He has done a lot. I pray to God and I hope that in November we can re-elect Him. We can take back the House. We can keep the Senate and get to work. Because I can tell you, He's the only one that can continue to have us, all Americans, in good shape. So don't forget, exercise your right to vote. Register, go vote, but make sure that you have educated yourself before you go to the polls. So with this, I leave you. I hope everyone had a happy Father's Day. And always stay true to yourself and never give up on your dreams, even when nobody else believes in them but you. Thank you for being here this Sunday morning. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. See you next Sunday. Bye-bye.